soft science. Divine.
First column po, second row hanggang last row po.
First column, second row. Okay, very good. So we have here the word soft science. So it's highlighted also. Next, next will be naturalistic. Where can we find the word naturalistic? Yes, let us have another, and let us have Tintin.
Sa third column po, ay, third column, second row hanggang 14 column.
Okay, very good. So we have here the word naturalistic. So, okay, next. How about the word scientific? Where can we find the word scientific? Yes, Nicolas?
Sorry ma'am, wrong button.
Sige. Can you please help him, Arvin?
Wait lang, ma'am. Nalito ako sa column.
Ayan, ito yung, ang column natin, ito yung 15. Tong paganto.
Pang, ano po, 11th column, second row, pababa po.
Okay, very good. So, 11th column, second row, we have the word scientific. Very good. Next. Triangulation. Where can we find the word triangulation? Yes, Carl?
First row, second column to 14th column.
First row, second column. Ayan, from 14. Ayan, very good. So we have the word triangulation. Next, how about the word percentage? Where can we find the word percentage? Let us have Monica.
Fourth column, third row,
Fourth column, third row.
pababa.
Okay, downward. So we have the word percentage here. Ayan. Next. How about the word numerical? Where can we find the word numerical? Let us have Neil.
Pang ano po, 6 column tapos 7th row.
6 column, 2, 4, 6, and pang ilang row na?
7th row po.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then pa left or pa right?
Pa right po.
Okay, very good. So we have here the word numerical. Next, verbal. Where can we find the word verbal? Let us have Justin P.
6 column, 11th row. Pa right po.
6 column. Wait lang. Duduling. 6 column. Then, pang ilang row na?
11 po. Pa right.
11. Okay. So, this one. Okay, very good. How about the word discipline? Where can we find the word discipline? Let us have Nicolas.
Third row, last column, going up.
Third row. Third row.
Third column, last
Third.
row, going up.
Third row, last column. Well, parang maligtad. Third column, then last row, then pa-up, upward. Okay, so baliktad. Next, what else? So lastly na lang pala, we have the word opinionated. Where can we find the word opinionated? Let us have Syra.
Last column, first row.
Okay,
Pababa.
of course, no, kasi wala tayong pataas dyan, no? So, downward, we have the word opinionated. Ayan. So, very good. Thank you for those students who participated on our pre-synchronous activity. Now, the real question here is, what are we going to do with those words, ma'am? So, those are the words that we're going to encounter upon discussion for today. So on our discussion for today. So some of it you already know because those are the topics that we're going to discuss, right? So now let us share a screen or going back to our discussion. Let us identify what is hard sciences and soft science. So what I do here, guys, doon sa following, actually nung first meeting ko kahapon, I divided the students into 5 groups. But right now, to be much more easier, I'll be the one who will be discussing it, but I still need your idea or your insight about the things that we will be discussing. Okay, so instead of divided you into 5 groups, ano na lang, you will help me to explain the topic that we have right now para may ano tayo, para naririnig ko pa din yung mga idea nyo. Are we clear with that? Okay, good. So let us start with hard sciences and soft sciences. So generally, guys, we have 2 types of sciences. How can I say this? Are you familiar with the branches of science? Like, for example, the psychology, botany, anthropology, chemistry, physics, biology. Are you familiar with that? So those sciences, guys, they are also divided into 2 groups. Nadi-divide pa natin siya sa 2 group, which is the hard sciences and soft sciences. And those are the things that we're going to discuss right now. Are we clear? Okay, so let us discuss first what is hard sciences. So who would like to read the first 2 bullet of hard sciences? And kindly tell me what are the keywords that you think that is very important for you to understand, for you to be able to master what is hard science. And let us have Justine.
Hard science is a science that explore the workings of natural world, are usually called hard sciences or natural sciences. A science such as chemistry, physics, or astronomy that deals with things that can be observed and measured. The keyword po is natural world and can be observed and measured.
Very good. So that is correct, guys. So in hard sciences, the things that you need to remember when it comes to hard science is the word natural world. Okay, so why? Here daw in hard sciences, we are exploring or we are working on the natural world. So yung mga bagay na nangyayari here in our world, yung mga natural things na nangyayari or mga bagay na nandito sa ating mundo. So that is the focus of the hard sciences. One more thing that you need to remember here in hard sciences, we are dealing with the things that can be observed or things that can be measured. Or let's simply put here, in hard science, we are dealing with tangible things. Are we clear? At kapag sinabi nating tangible, what does it mean? It can be what? Yes, Gab?
Basically, makahawakan.
Okay, it can be touched or ayan nga, like what stated here, it can be touched, it can be observed, it can be measured. So, dapat kung tangible siya, nahahawakan, na-measure, at nakikita siya. Are we clear? So, here in hard sciences, we are dealing with those things. The things that can be touched, things that can be observed, and things that can be measured. Now, it is stated here, guys, that in hard sciences, an example for this one are the chemistry, physics, and astronomy. Let us focus first on the first science, which is the chemistry. So, correct me if I'm wrong, you already have the chemistry subject before. Am I correct? Di ba may chemistry na tayo? Can you please tell me what are the topics that you have discussed during or under this subject? Wala na-discuss. Ano ba yan? Wala kayo na-discuss? Galing nyo ah. Yes, Jazz?
Chemical reaction po.
Okay, very good. That's one more thing, no? You have discussed the chemical reaction. What else? Ano pa yung mga discuss natin under chemistry? Gab?
One of which is yung mga behaviors po ng mga compounds.
Behaviors ng?
Yung mga molecules.
Yung mga molecules, di ba? We also have discussed the chemicals, the molecules, the elements, the atoms. Di ba yung mga topic na yun under siya ng chemistry? Am I correct? Now, let me just ask you guys. Are those things are tangible or not? Are they tangible or not? Yes or no? Ano? Parang sumasagot sa inyo, kutusan ko kaya. Are they tangible? Yes or no? Ano? Ang tagal nyo, yes or no lang. Yes! Mag-type kasi kayo, puro kayo, yes, di ko nga kayo naririnig eh. Ayan. So, those are tangible things. Why? Because they can be touched, they can be observed, and they can be measured. Okay? Di ba na may measure natin yung mga bagay na yon? That's why chemistry is an example of hard sciences. Okay? Are we clear with that? One more thing. Let us proceed naman with physics. In physics, guys, what are the things that we usually discuss? Motion, very good. Yung mga acceleration dito yun, di ba? Speed, acceleration, yung mga law of motion, di ba? Nandito yun uh, under ng physics. Now, bakit siya ma'am kasama kay hard sciences? So, it will answer this one, guys. Because in hard sciences, these are the ones that can be proven quantitatively. So, if it can be proven quantitatively, meaning to say, we are using or we are presenting the data in a numerical form, statistical form. Okay? So, pinipresent natin yung mga data in a statistical or numerical form. And here in physics, we are using formulas. Diba? Nagko-compute tayo dito. We are using mathematics and hard science. That's in physics. That's why it is an example of hard science. Are we clear with that? Did you get it? Ayan. So those are the things that you need to remember. First thing, hard science are exploring the natural world or working with the natural world. And it is also called as natural sciences. Next thing, hard science deals with tangible things, things that can be observed, things that can be measured. And then lastly, here in hard sciences are the ones that can be proven quantitatively, or we are using mathematics, formulas, statistics in presenting the data or presenting the things that we have studied on the sciences. Are we clear? Can I have a thumbs up if we're clear with hard science? Okay, very good. So we're clear with hard science. Now let us proceed with soft science. So from the word itself na lang, di ba, hard and soft, you definitely know that they are contrasting to one another, no? Parang kontra siya. So now let us identify what is soft science. Who would like to read the first two bullets that we have here? Anyone? Yes, Justine, Carlos?
Soft science. Sciences that deals with intangibles and relate to the study of human and animal behaviors, interaction, thoughts, and feelings.
The next
Yung
one.
keyword,
Pati isa nak, pakibasa.
this includes fields and disciplines that interpret human behavior, intuitions, society, etc.
Okay, what
Yung
is the
keywords po
keyword?
is intangibles po.
Okay, very good. So here in soft sciences naman, we are dealing with intangible things, no? And when we say intangible things, those are the things that cannot be touched, cannot be observed, or cannot be seen. There are times pala na nakikita siya, but ang tangible, hindi natin siya nahawakan or we cannot also measure them. Okay? So for this one, can you please give me an example of intangible things? Example of intangible things. Can you please give me one, Avril?
Ano po, behaviors?
Okay, very good. So we have behaviors, very good, Divine. We also have feelings. What else? Gab.
Thoughts.
Come again na?
Thoughts.
Okay, very good. We also have thoughts. No, emotion. What else? What else, Jazz?
Psychology po.
Psychology. Ano pa yun? Iba pa yun na. Pero intangible things muna. Diba? Those are the intangible things, no? Yung mga feelings, ideas, information, knowledge, understanding, thoughts, idea, ano pa ba? I guess I already mentioned all the intangible things. So here in soft sciences, you are dealing with those things, no? Nagde-deal kayo sa mga emotions, sa behavior, sa interaction, sa thoughts, and then sa feelings. Okay? At ang soft sciences, it is include in the field or discipline that interpret human behavior, institution, and society. Now, an example for this one, just like what is the answer of just a while ago, is psychology. Are you familiar with psychology? Diba? This is also a branch of science that study what? Anong pinag-aaralan sa psychology? Yes, Gab?
Human behaviors.
Okay, very good. Human mind and human behavior. So from the word itself na lang, human behavior, you are dealing with human behavior. That is the reason why psychology is an example of soft sciences. Kasi you are dealing with intangible things. Things that can be touched, things that can be measured. Are we clear? Alright, good. Ayan, so aside from psychology, we also have anthropology, sociology, businesses, education, economics, law, politics. Okay? And we also have nursing, counseling, physical therapy, and the like. So here in soft sciences, guys, the things can be proven qualitatively naman. Kung kanina sa quantitative, sa hard science, things can be proven quantitatively. So meaning to say you are using mathematics, you are using equations, you are using math formulas, statistics, numerical. You're going to present your data using those things. But here in some sciences, things can be proven qualitatively. At kapag qualitatively, we are just using words. More on languages tayo. Ayun ang mga ginagamit natin. Are we clear with that? Clear tayo so far with soft science? Okay, good. And now, since we're done with the first two sciences, let us identify or let us discuss now, guys, the three basic research approaches. So, meron tayong tatlong approaches in research. So, we have scientific, naturalistic, and triangulation or mixed method. So, hindi siya nakalagay dito sa ating slide, what is triangulation and what is mixed method. But I'm going to discuss it naman after this two. Okay, so scientific versus naturalistic. So let us discuss what is positive or scientific approach. So who would like to read? Anyone? Ang tatamad nyo magbasa ha. Francine, can you please read?
Positive or scientific approach. It gives stress to measurable and observable facts instead of personal views, feelings, or attitudes. It can be used in researches under the hard sciences. It allows control of variables or factors affecting the study. Collects data in controlled ways through questionnaires or structured interviews.
Okay, very good. Thank you for reading that. Now, guys, what have you noticed upon reading the positive or scientific approach? Ano yung napansin nyo kay positive or scientific approach? What have you observed? Saan siya parehas? It is similar to what? Yes, Carl?
Sa hard science po.
Why? Why it is similar to hard science?
Because hard science and scientific approach is both measurable and observable facts. Have measurable and observable facts po.
Okay, very good. That is correct. No, if you're going to analyze on the definition of the positive or scientific approach here, it looks like the definition that we have on hard sciences, right? That they are both dealing with measurable and observable facts instead of personal views, feelings, or attitudes. Okay? The reason for that, guys, is here in positive or scientific approach, it is usually used on hard sciences. So magkaka-connecta siya. if the sciences or if the field or came from hard sciences, so kung ang field na yon, field ng science na yon under siya ng hard sciences, you will be using quantitative research. At kapag gumamit kayo ng quantitative research, you will be using this approach, which is scientific or positive approach. Okay, so they are connected to one another because they are both dealing with tangible things. Are we clear? Ayan, so sila yung magkakakonekta, yung hard science, quantitative research, and positive or scientific approach. Now here, guys, in positive or scientific approach, like what is stated here, um, you can collect data in controlled ways through questionnaire or structured interview. Now, since nagsasagot kayo ng survey ng grade 12, right? Diba? Nagsasagot kayo ng ano. Ang approach na ginagamit nila doon, guys, is positive or scientific approach since they are doing quantitative research. Okay, so now what is the explanation behind that, ma'am? Like what is stated here, positive or scientific approach collects data in controlled ways through questionnaires or structured interview. So, they are collecting data in a controlled ways. Paano siya nakakontrol, ma'am? Hindi naman nila kami pinilit or they are not controlling us. Why did you say that that here in positive or scientific approach, you can, the data is collected in controlled ways? That is because, guys, if you're going to notice on the questionnaires that they have, it's either it's answerable by yes or no, or it is answerable by Likert scale, di ba? Meron 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, most of the time, ganun lang yung pinapasagot nila sa inyo. So, by doing or by having that kind of questionnaires, they will be able to control the data. Okay, nakokontrol nila yung data kasi they know that it's either yes or no lang naman yung sasagutin nyo and they will not allow you to explain things. Na hindi nila kayo ine-explain. So, alam na nila, napaplano na nila kung ano yung data na i-collect nila sa inyo. Okay? That is because they are conducting quantitative research. At ang quantitative research, you will be using positive or scientific approach. Are we clear so far? Okay, good. Ayan, so another meaning or another meaning of positive or scientific approach. Can you please read Divine?
Factual data collected are recorded in numerical or statistical form using numbers, percentage, fractions, and the like. Quantitative data expressed in measurable ways.
Okay, thank you for reading that. So, like what is stated on the hard sciences, diba? They are also dealing with quantitative or things can be proven quantitatively. So you are also using here numerical or statistical form. So it's either a number, a percentage, fractions, formula, and the like. And the data that you're going to collect under positive or scientific approach, we call it quantitative data. So when we say quantitative data, it is expressed in measurable ways. So ano mo siya, na-measure mo siya. Now you can express the data that you collected in a measurable ways by using numbers, percentage, fractions, and the like. Are we clear? Okay. Now let us proceed with the naturalistic approach. So who would like the first two definition of naturalistic approach? Yes, Joanna?
Naturalistic approach is people-oriented. The data collected in this case represent personal views, attitudes, thoughts, emotions, and other subjective traits of people in a natural setting. Collection of data is done in family homes, playground, workplaces, or schools.
Okay, very good. So what have you noticed naman, guys, here in naturalistic approach? And yes, Erica?
It is like soft science po because it collected personal views, attitudes, thoughts, emotions, and other subjective traits po.
Okay, very good. No? Kung si scientific, ginagamit siya kay hard science. Si naturalistic naman, ginagamit siya kay soft sciences. Or this approach is usually done on what research? Is it a qualitative or quantitative? Qualitative, right? So they are both uh, they are both dealing with the data that are intangible. So most of the time, nagko-collect ka ng data na based on their emotions, based on their feelings, based on their opinions, and so on and so forth. Okay? And aside from that, very good. No? Aside from that, they are also studied in their natural setting. Di ba that is one of the characteristic of qualitative research. Dapat kapag qualitative research, doon kayo mismo sa natural setting nila nagkakandak ng research. Okay? So kapag gumagawa tayo guys ng qualitative research, we are using this approach. Gumagamit tayo ng naturalistic approach. Okay, another definition of naturalistic approach. Who would like to read? Or may I hear Chelsea? Okay, so she's gone. How about Justin Paul? Justin Paul, are you here? Are you with us? May galawang baso. Okay, wala rin siya. So, let's remove. Sige, Syra, can you please read?
Naturalistic approach focuses on discovering the real concept or meaning behind people's lifestyle and social relations. It will let represent things qualitatively through verbal language, qualitative data using words rather than numbers as the unit of analysis.
All right, thank you for reading that, Syra. So here in naturalistic approach, you tend or you're going to focus on discovering the real concept or the real reason behind people's lifestyle. No? Parang by asking why question, why or how question, you will be able to discover the real concept or meaning of behind people lifestyle and social relations. Kaya dito guys, kay naturalistic approach, ang kadalasang tanong sa inyo dito is why and how question. Okay? Kasi by asking why and how question, you will be able to explain your idea or you will be able to explain your feelings, your emotions upon the topic that they are asking you. Okay? So, one more thing that you need to remember in naturalistic approach, you will present things naman here qualitatively through verbal language. So, kung kanina kay scientific, uh, you will present things through mathematics, through numbers, through formulas, through percentage, and so on and so forth. Here naman kay naturalistic approach, you will present things or the data qualitatively through verbal language. More on words talaga tayo kay naturalistic approach, just like kay qualitative research. Okay? And the data that we're going to collect in naturalistic approach, we call it qualitative data. Okay? So it is using words rather than numbers as the unit of the analysis. Are we clear with naturalistic approach? So connected sila ha, soft sciences, qualitative research, and naturalistic approach. And so it is commonly used in soft sciences like what is stated. And here you will be using unstructured interview and participant observation, as well as open-ended question. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I've already informed you what is open-ended question. Am I correct? Natanong ko na kayo before na. Anong nga ulit ang open-ended question, guys? What are the open-ended questions? Hello? What are the open-ended questions? Kukutusan ko kayo ha. Yes, Mark Francis.
Opinion-based question po.
Okay, opinion-based question. Can you please give me an example of open-ended question?
What do you think of the current events?
Okay, it can be, what can you think about the current event? Another, ano kadalasan yung form neto nung ating open-ended question? Yes, Arwen?
How do you see your future?
Okay, how do you see a picture? Another, Erica.
It can be questioned by what, how, where, why, ganun po.
Okay, very good. So it is the form of WH question. But most specifically, kadalasan sa kanya, why and how. Kasi kapag what, minsan, ang what is answerable by one data, di ba? So, for example, what is your favorite color? Red. So, tapos na. So, pwedeng ganon. Pero it can be also used. It is based on how you write the questionnaire. But most commonly, ang open-ended questions, those are the why and how questions. So by asking why and how questions, like what I've said, you will be able to collect data that is based on their opinion, based on their feelings. Kasi kailangan nila explain, di ba? Kapag tinanong kayo na, why is that your favorite color? So kailangan i-explain mo. So how did you find that movie a great movie? So you need to explain it. So by asking that question, ayan, why should we hire you, di ba? By asking those questions, guys, you should be able to explain yourself. Okay? And that's why in naturalistic approach, we are using open-ended questions. So it is also unstructured interview. Kapag unstructured interview, connected kasi si unstructured interview tsaka si open-ended question. Kapag unstructured interview, guys, meaning to say, there are times, nakaplano na kasi lahat talaga ng mga itatanong nyo kapag nagkakanda kayo ng interview. Tama o hindi? Diba dapat may prepared questions na kayo. But here in unstructured interview, there are tendency na mag eliminate kayo ng question at mag-add up kayo ng question. And that's totally fine under unstructured interview. Okay? Pwede kayong, for example, satisfied na kayo sa answer niya. So, you don't need to ask follow-up questions. But if not, you can also add follow-up question. At kay unstructured interview, you are using open-ended question. Are we clear? Okay. And so, those are the things that you need to remember under naturalistic approach. Now, ma'am, sabi mo tatlo yung basic approach natin, research approach natin. Ano yung isa? The last one will be triangulation or mixed method. Like what I said, it is not stated here. Wala siya nakalagay. Di siya nakalagay dito. But yung last natin, guys, is triangulation or mixed method approach. So what do you mean by that? From the word itself, mixed method, meaning to say this is a combination of naturalistic and scientific approach. Okay? So pagsasamahin mo siya. So here in mixed method or triangulation, you are dealing in both tangible and intangible things. So parehas, nakafocus kayo sa tangible and intangible things. You are presenting your ideas in a qualitative form or in a quantitative form. So technically pinagmimix mo yung dalawang approach natin. Okay, so you can also have structured interview here and unstructured interview. You can have close-ended question and open-ended question. So, ayun yung pinaka-idea ni triangulation and mixed method. Now, is it possible ba, ma'am, na sa isang research paper, we will be using two approaches? So, that's possible, guys. May mga times na sa isang research, you will be using two approaches, which is naturalistic and then scientific approach. And we call it triangulation. Are we clear? Are we clear so far? Do you really understand our lesson for today? So, if you really understand our lesson, can you please rate yourself from 1 to 5? How well you understand our lesson? Alright. Ayan. So, always remember lang yung idea niya, guys. Ang pinaka-concept natin dito, si hard science, ang connected kay hard science is quantitative research at scientific or positive approach.